Formula One's shift toward the 2026 regulations is reshaping how teams approach performance. The balance between electrical deployment and internal combustion is changing the technical priorities inside factories. It is also redefining how chassis, aerodynamics, and operational procedures are being designed around the next generation of power units. One of the less visible consequences has been the growing emphasis on how drivers interact with increasingly complex systems. Simulation work over the past year has highlighted how energy management, configuration choices, and in-lap and out-lap procedures will place heavier demands on those behind the wheel. Teams now see the driver's role as more integrated into the overall performance model than at any point in the current hybrid era.
Those discussions became more concrete as attention turned to how the near 50-50 split between electrical power and combustion will affect race execution. Early simulator feedback suggested that poor energy usage could leave cars exposed even on moderately long straights. Although those concerns have since been partially addressed, the consensus remains that hybrid management will be a defining performance factor. It is in this context that Red Bull has expressed confidence about its competitive outlook. Speaking last season, team advisor Helmut Marko stressed that intelligence and adaptability will be essential traits under the new rules. The driver has to be smart and clever in how he uses the battery power, Marko said. And there is one driver who can be fast and think at the same time. That should be an advantage.
That assessment was expanded upon by Red Bull Powertrain's managing director Ben Hodgkinson during the launch of the team's new livery. Addressing a small group of journalists, including motorsport.com, he underlined how strategic deployment of the energy recovery system will shape lap time. The real value of Max in these regulations will really be seen when he gets his hands on the car on track, Hodgkinson said. Obviously, he's already been in the simulator, so he's given his feedback. With these regulations, the amount of power gained from the ERS is such a large proportion of the performance of the power unit, and it can be used in different strategic ways. Hodgkinson added that this complexity will increase the cognitive workload. I think the driver will have much more work to do, many more choices to make and strategies to implement, he explained.
The removal of the ERS-H, which previously recovered energy from turbo heat and helped control turbo response, shifts the burden onto the ERS-K. That change is expected to influence braking behavior, deceleration phases, and rear axle stability, with knock-on effects for car balance. Further layers are added by active aerodynamics, which will reduce drag on the straights, but introduce new variables for drivers to manage. The so-called straight mode will affect not only stability during transitions, but also tire temperatures. Hodgkinson noted that configuration choices, including how much downforce to shed, will vary circuit by circuit and feed directly into how the driver approaches each lap. For Red Bull, the belief is that Verstappen's capacity to operate at the limit while processing large volumes of information will be decisive.
Max will give us an advantage because his ability to process information while he's doing 320 kilometers per hour is simply world-class, Hodgkinson emphasized. I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do with that. What's your take on this situation? Share your opinion below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Formula One updates.